First of all, hi, Reggie Whitley here. So excited. Aren't I always excited to be hosting another episode of The Awakening? And I do have my co-host today, Shontal, Badass Brown.
What's up, Pete?
You ain't never had an introduction like that. And so we are talking about today a kind of an impromptu topic. Hope you can't tell. We're going to talk about jealous friends. You know, I think I have some of the best friends in the world. Don't mean they're perfect, but gotta work with what I got. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I can say is that, first of all, they get my humor, so they don't get offended. And they are also not jealous. I think that is so dangerous. You know, one of the things that really we talk about a lot is connection, who we're connected to, and all of that stuff in different episodes. And I think one of the most dangerous things in the world is if you have jealous friends. I think it is so dangerous because it's like you got a friend that's a hater. You know, it's one thing to have a hater that's just out there. We ain't got no connection. We might not even have each other's number. And you just hating on me, because, I'm the kind of person, I'm like, who are you? I don't even know you. But it's a whole nother thing when you have somebody, because if you're like me, I do tell friends some of my business, not all of it, but I do tell them enough. And these people have access, And if you have people who have access to you and they're jealous, they can prey on your defeat or your demise. They can spread rumors and gossip about you. And they are happy in your face. But then when they leave, they're just furious. You cannot tell them of your accomplishments and your successes because they are upset. They wish that it was them. They are always comparing. They have to try to one-up you. And who wants those types of people in our lives? And so many of them are hidden. And so we want to talk about that today because we just want to make sure that you get free and cut off your jealous friends. Have you had a jealous friend, or have you been that jealous friend, Shontal? Because jealousy, I think, is something that's so easy to slip into. It's why I ask both ways.
And I think for the most part, I haven't never been jealous of nobody. Because my folks used to teach me that jealousy is not what we do. We either rise to the occasion or we let it go. Or we reflect as to why we feel the way we feel. But I think I have never had to a point where I can say I was jealous of a friend. Now, I can say I was jealous I didn't get to go on a trip with them when they partied up or something like that, or when they went somewhere. But jealous to me is like hate. Jealous holds weight that your girl just ain't got. And so, because I was taught jealousy is a part of hate. Because when you're jealous of somebody, it brings out a character. It brings out characters. Now, I done had people that I feel like was jealous of me, in a sense where they talk down, on different things that I had going, or even in a relationship. I'm like, dude, he ain't perfect. He ain't, or whatever. But I think jealousy for me in that instance that I felt it on my behalf is because of a loneliness that a friend didn't have, or the opportunities. Because I tell people all the time, look, one of my babes, my daughter, she told me, she was like, I remember last year, she said that she was jealous of one of her classmates. And I was like, girl, You 6 years old. What you jealous about? And so she got to telling me, she's smarter than me. She this and she that, and I'm like, there's no reason to be jealous. We don't do jealous, baby. We rise to the occasion. So I need you to work hard, like she's doing. You don't know what a person go through to be where they're at in life, and a lot of even business owners, a lot of people. And I think for me, I'm just happy that I have watched some of my friends grow. Uh, I have watched how they struggle, and I'm just not that girl where I'm just jealous. I don't hate on no. I'm not gonna hate on nobody because like I said, I think that's hatred, and it also knocks your blessings. Because if you jealous and you looking over there and speaking ill of them, guess what? When you get up and you get to the top, it's gonna come right back around to you. And I refuse to be that one to be sitting up there jealous of anybody because of what they got going on. I'm going along the way, and I'm going on through there. I'm not finna. Whew, it's like a wolf in sheep clothing. Lord, point them out, cause the girl ain't got nothing to be jealous of, really.
Well, I wouldn't say that. But I think that jealousy, so I have experienced it on both sides. So I have been jealous of friends because I think, and that's why I say I feel like it's something that's kind of easy to go into, but I've learned how to identify it and kill it immediately. Because sometimes we'll see, because I think for me, it's not necessarily jealous of a friend, but I remember at one point, I was so used to being that one that everybody was like, oh, look at what he's doing. Oh, look at this, look at that, and get into accolades and stuff. And then to see somebody else rise, and then it's like, wait a minute, you higher than me? You above me?
Now that you break it down like that, I didn't look at it as a jealousy with
Yeah,
this
because
certain.
I think that that's the jealousy. Because you're looking at it as if it should have been me, or I wish it were me, or something like that. Even if you kill it, because like I said, I learned how to kill it very quickly. But I realized that it's still a jealousy because it is pride. So you
Yeah.
have to kill that pride because it's like not necessarily who do you think you are, but because I have in my mind I'm just the greatest. I think everybody should think that about themselves because it'll keep you from comparing yourselves to others. But you also have to be careful because you can get so much of that, like, oh, I'm just so great. I'm, flawed, but I'm just so great. I'm the best me that there is, which is true. Nobody can be me being me. But then when somebody else strives in a certain area, and then you look at it like, oh, like I'm happy for you, but oh, I wish it were me. And that is the form of jealousy. That even if you stop it before, even if you don't even act on it, it's the form of jealousy because you want that to be you.
And you know what? Now that you say that, I have had, and but you know what? And but when I think about the opportunity that they got, I had the same thing. I had the same thing. It's just I didn't go forward with it. I didn't move quick enough, or I didn't do what I was supposed to do when it was my chance to do it.
Or
And so
maybe it wasn't for you. Because I have to learn that about a lot of stuff. Even if it's something that I know how to do and I see somebody else do it, and I'll say, I know how to do that. I I mean, that could be stuff I could say, I know how to do that better than that. Y'all are impressed with that, and I'm just saying it in my mind. They're impressed with that. Boy, I could have rocked that. It took them a month to do that. I could have did that in a week. But at the same time, though, I had to realize, wait a minute, if it was for me to do, why didn't I do it? Number one. And I mean, not if it was for me to do. If I can do it, why didn't I do it? And also, did I not do it because it wasn't for me to do? Because I had to learn, and this also breaks jealousy when you feel it. I had to learn that I might know how to sew a dress, and you might, which I don't, and you might know how to sew a dress, but you probably can't sew dresses as good as I do. but sewing dresses is for you. That's your thing. And so now you're going to be known and you're going to get money for sewing dresses. I might know how to sew dresses better, but it's not for me to grow in the dress sewing industry. It's for you. So now I got to tap into what is it for me. That is an identity thing. You have to know your identity, who you are, what you're called to, what you're supposed to do. And when you know all of those things, then you don't have to look at somebody else and say, that should be mine. Because no, it shouldn't. It should be theirs. That's why they have it. So no need to get jealous. Just figure out what is it for you and get about the business of doing it. And celebrate them as they go and promote. And what's another word I'm looking for? Support. I think that's other word. Celebrate, promote, support.
But it's another part to jealousy. And even though I know we said friends, but we got some jealous family members too.
Gang, gang.
I have seen this week alone where jealousy. I have a friend that's going through some, and I know she wouldn't mind me saying what I'm about to say, but her accolades, her goals, her ambition is, and what she's doing has been very successful. I mean, she's been doing good, and she spread the wealth beyond her family. She put it out there. She made sure when she ate, everybody ate. Now, you didn't take the opportunity to eat how she was eating. So you went, she chose steak, you chose lobster. So now that she's over there fat full and you still got to eat a couple, because we all know, lobster, it's a seafood, but it's light. You got to get a bunch of it. And so, but it's good though. But she's going through a part where one of her family members, and I'm like a close family member, is taking shots with, oh, you think you better than everybody in the family and you this and you that. No, that's not, to the point of you being malicious. You doing stuff to hurt her character and her integrity. When you get jealous, it brings about stuff that I don't even know if some people know how equipped with hatred that they got. And I felt so bad just watching it, because the sad part is you not only display it within the family closed doors, you display your hurt and your jealousy on the book, on Meta. And so I just feel like, when you have the same opportunity, it is crucial. And it's sad to say that when you praying and you asking God to, I guess that's why he said pray for your enemies. Because it can come either way. Jealousy is a silent killer with people. And I think as a whole, as adults, we have to start seeing it on hand, have a sense of asking God for the spirit of discernment once. And like I said, with my daughter, I know, baby, we ain't finna do that one. That is something we ain't finna do. You finna learn early, because I don't want you growing up like that. And because you can be, they in a house, jealous of each other. Siblings be jealous of each other. And I'm like, what are y'all? Y'all can have the same thing. Or you choose a different path. Just because she's gonna graduate in 8 years and you graduate in 4, she's graduating 4 years and you graduate in 8 years. Guess what? Your time coming. Just be patient. That don't mean that you got to be jealous of them. Just clap them along the way, push them along the way, and be happy for them. But people nowadays, and this jealousy thing is getting to be a killer, because we could talk about jealousy in so many forms. Oh God, what about the relationships of love, of husband and wives? These folks knocking their husband and wives out because they jealous of their careers, or they feeling like they're not. Ooh, like it's so many ways of jealousy.
Because I think that jealousy is more so because a lot of the times with certain things that we see on people, it is a heart thing. With certain things, it is a mental thing. I think jealousy is a little bit of both because where there is jealousy, there is hatred, heart, and there is insecurity, mind. And so now we got to fight the heart and the mind. So it's not just one area of you that needs to be worked on, it's two, because you are insecure about yourself, because you cannot be a jealous person with total self security. You have to have some sort of insecurity, even if it's just, well, dog, you how many degrees you gonna get? That shows that you must be insecure because you ain't got the degrees yourself, you know. And sometimes with the hatred, it's not necessarily hatred of that person. It could be hatred of self. And so a lot of the times jealousy is not even something, especially when I look at it the way I described it earlier, looking at somebody like, because it's not that I'm jealous of that person. It is like, okay, there's an insecurity there. It can be a hatred there. And it's not for you. It could be, man, I hate that I won't even say get that opportunity or take advantage of, or I hate that I didn't seize the moment or whatever. So it's a mind and a heart thing. And like you said, it can be something that we see in so many different ways. We see it in family. Believe it or not, there are parents who are jealous of their children. There are children who are jealous of their parents. There are grandparents, grandparent and grandchild jealousy. There's jealousy in the church. This is why I know I can go in, but I ain't going to the thing because it ain't what we're here to talk about. But this is why a lot of y'all preachers, a lot of y'all pastors won't let y'all in the pulpit because there's a jealousy there. This is why we can't bring people to our churches because there's a jealousy there. This is why the pastor, you know, the pastor child got to handle the money, or their best friend got to handle the money, or they have no money experience because there is a jealousy there to that person who has experience in the church. I can't let them do it because they go feel like they know more than me. I'm gonna keep it in the family. I'm gonna keep it amongst us. And so, you know, y'all struggling and keeping people in bondage because you're jealous of them. There's jealousy, like you say, in marriages. Jealousy among parents. I feel like the child likes you better. So now I'm jealous of you as a parent. I feel like your career is succeeding. I feel like you're making more money, or I see that you're making more money. There's jealousy there because now there's insecurity. So is it going to come up that I can't provide? Is it going to come up that I can't do this? Is it going to come up that I can't do that? And so we have to be careful of those things because, like I say, it's insecurity and it's hate. And who knows how that a lot of people don't realize that they are actually lashing out in jealousy. You don't even realize it. A lot of people make little side comments and they don't even know it. Or, I mean, there are so many times when I can say to somebody, you know, I lost 5 pounds. You know, I get that look. You mad because you ain't lost fat? Do what I do. You know, because and then when you say something like, what you looking at me like that for? Looking at you like what? And so it's something that is so strong that we don't know we act out in jealousy. It is that strong that it can take over. Because why? Because it is dealing with our head and our heart. It's not just a one. So now your head is the shovel, your mental state is the shovel, and your heart can't say to your head, hey, we got to get it together because your heart messed up. And your heart can't hear your head say, now that wasn't right. Now we have to do better because your head is messed up. And so it's really important to see that in ourselves. And then it's also really important to see it in others because some people, that's just what they do. You know, they're just jealous people.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, and there have been times when I've been like, why would this person be jealous? Because they look like they have it all. But you never know what's going on in their head and in their heart. They can have all the money in the world, but maybe they don't have the friends. So now they're jealous because every time I look around, you going out with your friends. You don't never go nowhere by yourself. You mad because you sit on all this money, but you ain't got nobody to talk to. You ain't got nobody you can call to share the good news, So we can't judge it. Because a lot of times we'll say this person is at a higher status than me. Surely they can't be jealous of me, and that is absolutely not true at all. We see it all the time in different areas, and so that's why it's so important to cut them off or to adjust. I'm big on adjusting the relationship. Maybe if you don't want to cut them off completely, oh man, cut me off completely. I don't mind at all. But some people might not want to. And so maybe you need to start, well, I can't tell you my business. I can't tell you the good news that happens to me. I can't tell you about my successes. We can talk about your day. We can talk about the show that we like and we have it in common that we love. We can talk about that when new episode comes out, but I'm not going to tell you about my day because that's when that jealousy comes about.
And it's sad, but I just don't. I can't do that. It's no. We got to do better because jealousy is a hurtful thing, and then the sad part is a bunch of jealousy could be talked about, or could just be recognized or put it out there. We humans need to pull a person to the side and just tell them how you feel and kill it. It don't let it manifest, because even in a marriage, it's stuff that can be said. Like you said, you can make more money, or you can do this, or you can do that. And it's not that you don't love them, but it's like, why I can't be the breadwinner, or why I can't, be this and be that. You got to talk about this stuff, especially if you love a person. You got to really put it out there. You got to talk about it, and you got to heal from it, because some people don't even know the struggles, with people with business. Just say if you got a friend that, or associate or somebody that got a business, you don't know the hell that person has went through to get where they at.
And probably is still going through to stay where they are.
Yeah. You don't know what people are going through to build these legacies for their kids, and just because you don't want to build, or what they go through, or whatever the case might be, you don't know what people go through. And so I feel like if you discuss some things and get to really know the back end of a story and get to know the building of a thing, you wouldn't even be jealous. You wouldn't even be jealous, because some things some people can't help. They're incapable of help. You'll have them in a breakdown. You'll have a panic attacks left and right if you knew some of the things that, and a lot of friends, like you said, even, it's some things we don't share with each other. And I feel like, I don't know what you got. Let me tell y'all something. I love Reggie. My husband, I call my husband up here right now. He's like, two people that you get, one person you can depend on that ain't blood. He gonna say Reggie. But I'm happy I'm knowing him in his season of his pioneering and his trailblazing, in a sense, because I know what it takes, what he had to go through. So if somebody come and say something to me about him or whatever, baby, I'm gonna clap you right on up, because you don't know what my brother went through to get where he is. And sometimes you need to tell people, like, there's levels to this thing of success. It's not overnight. There's level to this thing of marriage. And I tell my daughter, there's level to this thing of straight A's and good grades. You got to put your best foot forward. We shouldn't even be I don't even have nothing else to say. These folks around here, why you got to, we need to get better. Jealous. You just hating on somebody, and then you make it world known. You make it known. That's the sad part about it. Because you really got people that's so jealous that they will recruit people regroup the circle and recruit, so they can just talk about you, and they can
people
damn try to make
form friendships for that.
Yeah, like that.
Bishop Jakes calls it. I never forget, and I always reference it. He was talking about the three kinds of friends that you have: confidants, constituents, and comrades. And he says comrades are the ones who y'all are only friends because you got the same enemy. And so people will become comrades. They'll form a group just because they don't like a certain person. They don't have nothing else in common. They probably, if this person get out the picture, they'll probably hate each other or probably not even know each other. But there are people who do that because of jealousy. And, I always say it's and I'm learning, more and more all the time, how dangerous it is, especially to come together like that. Because, I'm the type, I pray kind of rough, no holds bars with mine. Psalms 35. Contend with those who contend with me, fight those who fight me. Do you know what it's like to fight God? Like, you're not gonna win. I'm a gangster in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And so play with your boy. Ain't got no mercy. And so that's why it pays to have, that's why I said, when I see it on myself, I kill it immediately, because I don't know how y'all right here praying, because I know that jealousy gets you out of right standing. And so I want to be in right standing, because when I say take them down, I want God to go ahead and take them down. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want me to be taken down because I opened the door to be out of right standing because I got jealousy. And so that's why it's very important to really kill that, because you don't know what you are hindering in your life. Jealousy can literally keep you, like Shontal said earlier, it can keep you from reaching certain levels. And those levels don't even have to come through the person you're jealous of, but just by way of the fact that you have released jealousy, you've opened the door to have failure. You've opened the door to not get in the door because of something else. Because again, it is hatred and it is insecurity. And so when you deal with those two things, you'll be a whole lot better. Also, kind of harping on the insecurity thing, when you're securing yourself, that is what keeps me from being jealous of people now. Because you just have to learn how to be secure in yourself. One of the things you said earlier, said you ain't got nothing to be jealous of, and I think that's a fool. I'm like, because everybody got something. But when you are secure in yourself, you know what you have, and so you can look at what you have and say, why would I be jealous of this? Yeah, they're doing good in this area. So here's the good point. So I have a friend, and I may have shared this on another podcast. I have a friend who always says, all my friends are rich. All my friends are rich. And he's a millionaire himself. And it's like, all my friends are rich. Oh, I just love my rich friends. And so I was looking at that like, I'm not rich. Why is he saying that? Because he does have a lot of rich friends. He is very well known. And so one day somebody asked him on Instagram, they were like, why do you always say all your friends are rich? Do you only hang out with people with a certain amount of wealth? And he said, no, I say all my friends are rich because they're rich in certain areas. Not all my friends are rich in finances, but I have some who are rich in wisdom. I have some who are rich in knowledge. I have some who are rich in resources. And so when we learn, in what area am I rich? Because that really opened my eyes. Yeah. Because I said, for me to be this person's friend, I have to be rich in some area. In what area am I rich? So that way, when I know that I'm rich in this area, and I see that you're rich in your area, I don't have to be jealous. Instead, I can collaborate with you, because I could bring my riches to your riches. And then we can bring our riches to somebody else's riches. I got the wisdom, you got the vision. This other person rich in finances. You can't have one without the other. I got the wisdom, so I can pour into your vision. And then your vision need to be backed by finances. So now we got three going. You know what I'm saying? So when we know don't make me drop my hat. So when we know, like these other preachers out here charging all this money, we ain't going there. So when we know the areas that we're rich in, we can be confident in that, and that starts breaking jealousy. You still have the hatred, so you do still have to deal with that. Okay, what am I hating? What am I hating on? Am I hating myself for this reason? Am I hating? And confidence helps with that as well, because if you're confident in yourself, in who you are, it's hard to hate yourself. Because a lot of people, like I say, they're really not jealous of another person the way that it seems. That's just how that thing manifests to look like that. But they're really hating themselves. That's all I have to say about that. What else you got to say, though?
And we just got to be secure in ourselves. You know, like you're saying, the insecurity levels of people. And when you said that when you broke the jealousy down, I was like, yeah, now let me take that back. I have been a little slick. Yeah, there is a jealousy. But I didn't hate that person, but I was jealous of what they did. And so it's an insecure, like you said, it was an insecure thing. And even when it was pointed out, and matter of fact, I think you're the one who pointed it out to me. He was like, whatever. Is it possible that you just insecure? You don't think you can do it? And so I think once I got that, now that I look back at anything that anybody does that I was supposed to do or I hadn't done yet or whatever, no. I don't. I changed the approach of it in a dynamic. I look it up. I figure it out. I try to research it. I do what I need to do. So that spirit won't lie on me, because it can stunt your growth. It can stunt your growth. It can cut your blessings, and so don't need no blessings to be cut, no whatsoever. So, like you said, just we as a whole work. Don't be out here jealous for nobody, because you don't know what they're going through. And do your research. You level up. You just level up and try to do better as human, as people, and ask God to give you the spirit of discernment upon yourself. You know, so many times we ask God for discernment for other people. Lord, come hither. Come on, Father. Help me out. Show me so I can, create in me a clean heart. I need you to go to Psalms 51. Create in me a clean heart, oh God, and renew the right spirit within me. Because we don't want to be out here hating on a slick move and downgrading and down talking people just because we ain't got what they got. Because I'm telling you, I know some people jealous over vehicles. Like, she got a Cadillac and I got a BMW. So I would never be jealous over no vehicle. Because let me tell you something. You got a BMW, I got the Lexus. Guess what? Some break down, we both looking crazy. Yeah. Everything is expensive.
And then, do you know people who have those expensive cars? Do you know? And this ain't a discouragement, but I'm getting an expensive car. But do you know people go out here and get these expensive cars? Let's not even pay attention to the fact that, some of them, not all of them, some of them do be struggling with their car. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't be taking it into account. But when your car, if I have, I don't remember what the ones you just used, but if I have a Nissan and you have a Bentley, do you know if I bust my tire, God forbid, but if I bust my tire, I can go and give me another tire for like $100 or something. If a person in a Bentley bust a tire, they are paying like well over $1,000 for a tire. A tire. So when we being jealous of people, I wish I had what they had. No, a lot of the times, I remember, not saying too much, I remember somebody that bought a building and one of their lights blew in the building. Beautiful building. And their light blew in it not long after they got there. And it took them so long to change the light. So one day I finally asked, when are y'all going to get that light fixed? And, like I run something. And so they were like, well, we don't know how to change the light bulb. And I was like, what do you mean you don't know how to change the light? They were like, there's a light fixture. We don't know what kind of bulb it is. So high up, when we bought the building, we didn't take into consideration how to do these types of things. So we don't know how to change the light bulb. So something that simple, when we're looking at people and we're saying, I wish I had what they had, you don't know the smallest things takes months sometimes. And how to change the light bulb, I think it was over a year. I'm giving them grace by saying a couple months. How to change the light bulb. So we see what people have, but we don't know what it takes to keep it going. We don't know what it takes. We see the people, this goes back to a few episodes ago, we talked about the people with the children. We see people who have children, and we see the cute little pictures. Bye, mama, I'm getting on the bus. They record, they try to get, but they went through hell getting that child ready. Why are you jealous? You don't have to be jealous because you don't know what these people go through for you to see the picture, for you to see or walk into the establishment that looks polished. I went to the Potter's house and I remember sitting there. This was so long ago. And I looked down and they had a part of the, I probably shouldn't have said the name of the church to say what I'm going to say. And I went to a mega church. Forget what you heard, guys. I went to a mega church because I'm not going to cut it out. I feel like it. And it was beautiful. Everybody looks up to this mega church. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And I looked down and they had a piece of their rug that was coming up and they had a piece of duct tape over the rug to hold it down at the mega church. And I was like, they don't just replace the rug. They got duct tape, not even clear tape. They got duct tape to hold the rug down. Like, how long has that been like that? So we cannot judge the outward because we don't know. We're all just keeping ourselves together with tape sometimes. No matter how big we get, no matter how, we're all at a point in our lives where we're just holding ourselves together with a piece of duct tape. So you don't have to be jealous of me or of that person or of that person, because who knows what it's taken for that person, for that organization, for that business, for that city, for that community to stay held together and keeping it together and showing up polished and looking good and fine, and looking all together. It takes a lot for some people to look put together. Have you seen these people that take their makeup off? Have you seen a woman get thrown in a pool when she didn't know she was going to get thrown in a pool? And by the time she get out, you be looking like, who? What was in that water? What happened to you?
Went in there looking like Beyonce and came out looking like, are you a man or a woman? I mean, I'm just saying.
And then, do you know, people, I think that there's jealousy. Speaking on that, I think that it's jealousy that have people going out here getting all these surgeries and stuff. Do you know how many people out here get these surgeries? It is getting ridiculous. You know, God gave some just body, yada, yada. You know, some got bosom for days. You know that waist is snatched. You know, they got hips after wall. I'm talking about they walk. Some of these jokers sit in the middle aisle of the church, and then they try to get up to go to the restroom, scooting past folks, wiping all of the makeup off the mother face while they walk back. And God didn't make everybody like that. But people who ain't built like that, you know, I want to wipe mother makeup off of my skirt when I walk back. So now, guys, let's not be jealous because everybody,
and then you're paying
I can only imagine. You're paying for it. And then you got to go through the recovery. Mm-hmm. And then have you seen the videos with the people coming from
Miami?
No shade, y'all. Coming from Miami on the airplane, and they got to sit backwards on the.
Or they got the butt lift. They got to lean sideways. They got to sleep with their booty. Got to sleep on the stuff.
Why y'all want to go through that?
One thing my husband told me, I said, I want to do something about my stomach. He said, it's a big old yard out there. We in the country. I advise you to get out there because we ain't doing nothing extra.
I thought you was going to say he was going to tell you, you good, love.
Look, no, you want to do something. He's supportive, though.
He supports your desires. You just ain't fit to go down that road.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be jealous of people.
But for y'all that got it, you know, I ain't hating on you now.
I mean, you got a bread basket that'll put Cracker Barrel out of business on Cracker. Ain't that Cracker Barrel had them? No, who was that that got the good bread? I don't know. but you can put them out of business. God bless you. However, don't let it be because you jealous. You know, everybody ain't supposed to look like Chloe, Kim, and Courtney. I don't think Courtney really do that.
I don't even think
Chloe,
they like another
you know, they kind of reversed it. I think Kim, they say she will reverse some of hers.
Sometimes.
What?
I said, I don't think they like looking the way they look sometimes. Because one thing about all that trying to look like somebody and do all that, you got to keep it going. Sometimes it's just like a hit and miss thing. You got to keep. Girl ain't got time to be sitting up nobody hospital, going through nobody pain. Let me eat my chicken leg from Double Quick. Because you know Double Quick got some chicken.
I ain't had nothing in a while.
You need to. They for some strange reason, Double Quick is coming along. Yeah. So with that being said, Reggie,
you didn't open this show. You didn't open this show.
Right, Reggie. We just telling the people today, don't be jealous.
Don't be jealous, guys. And these people that you got jealous in your life, just go ahead and get them on now. Go to them first. Go to them first. You know, I do believe in what is it? I don't know what the word is, but going to people first. You know, somewhere in the Bible, in Matthew or something, it talks about when your brother has an ought against you, go to him. Go to him first. Have a little chit chat, a little sit down, a little conversation. You know, if it don't go well, you know, you can just cut them off. And especially if it's worth fighting for. If it ain't worth fighting for, just be like, hey, bro.
Right.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Do you have any closing words for the people of God today?
I'm done.
What about the people that is watching this not of God? What about the people that's watching this not of God? Because I said the people.
But I said my piece, don't be out here jealous.
Amen. Come to Christ. Well, that's all we have, folks. You know, I never know how to close. So thank you for watching. Leave us a comment. Give us a like, share. That's all I know to tell you. Until next time. It might be next week. It might not. Who knows? But hopefully soon. Goodbye.